county attorney research separately to be brought back at the next meeting whether 8920 would give us jurisdiction to act with respect to this situation, and to direct staff to work with our legislative delegation to bolster statutory oversight and to include additional safeguards with respect to drilling and fracking as it relates to both the environment and the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the state.
And I believe your motion incorporated the recommendations in the executive summary.
And lastly, to incorporate the recommendations in the executive summary presented by Commissioner Nance here today.
Ma'am, if that would also include that the provisions for the oversight, safeguards, and monitoring reference what Mr. Summers' work did, I will second that.
And that the references to the oversight, safeguards, and monitoring include the recommendations presented by Mr. Summers in the exhibit that he presented at the board meeting when this matter was covered. And I see staff nodding their heads. Mr. Casalanguida, Mr. Summers, Mr. Oakes,
yes,
are you okay with that?
I understand it. Okay, there's a motion by Commissioner Hiller, second by Commissioner Nance, as stated. I cannot support the motion because it's broad. It's
That's what the county attorney
may I
wanted.
finish, please?
Sure.
This has to do with the oil well 20-3H. That's what the consent order is. The motion is broader than that well. And other wells can be addressed at another time, or a general provisions either through DEP or the county.
Commissioner Nance, do I have a second on my motion?
Yes, I gave you a second, ma'am. In order to, I speak, sir?
Yeah.
In order to address Commissioner Henning's concerns on this, could we break this into several discrete motions? One that has to deal directly with my executive summary to give the county attorney specific guidance on this item, and then follow up with additional motions that you may have concern about, so we can perhaps get this moving forward.
Having listened to the board, I think my direction is as follows. All right, it's really going to be asking in the alternative. The first count, if you will, would be a request that the first count of the petition would in effect be requesting that the permit be revoked. Failing that, okay, to seek a modification of the consent order. That modification would include the recommendations in the executive summary and Mr. Summers' protocols to the extent that those particular items are relevant to the consent order.
Right.
Are relevant to
This
the well.
consent order,
Right.
yes.
Absolutely. I mean, everything has to be relevant to the consent order. I mean, nothing else. I mean, we're not making any, they can't rule on anything that's beyond the issue that the consent order relates to. That goes without saying.
Is that modification acceptable to your motion, ma'am? It is to my second. Does that help you, Commissioner
It
Henning?
can't be done any other way. They don't have jurisdiction beyond the issue that's before them. Is that okay?
Yeah. Well, now we're sticking to the issue on the consent of the one well. Prior it wasn't.
No, because we're talking about the consent order. I mean, the issues under that particular consent order, whatever they ruled on is what we have the ability to be responsive to.
Okay. Commissioner Fiala, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I think that we need to get this done expeditiously because we have a time limitation. We can always expand on that at a later time, but right now we need to get this moving forward. So I'm in line with you guys.
Thank you, Commissioner Fiala. Can you please call the question, Commissioner Henning?
No further discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Now we'll go to county managers and commissioners' correspondence.
Yes, sir. I have nothing today, Commissioners, except to remind you of your May 6th CRA